Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shadows over Baldur's Gate and Crit Hit Chronicles. If you are unfamiliar with what Shadows over Baldur's Gate is, it is a campaign that takes place as a spiritual sequel to Baldur's Gate 3. So we are going to be delving into some spoilers for some of the endings of that game. If you have not played it and wish to remain spoiler-free, by all means, we love the support, but we totally get it. All the episodes are already on YouTube on Crit Hit Chronicles if you would like to catch up on the story thus far. Other disclaimer things that are important that I cannot think of right now. But how about, instead of me sitting here wasting time and stalling, why don't we introduce our wonderful cast as we dive into tonight's session?
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban, she, her. You can find all the stuff I'm doing at lauren-urban.com. And tonight, I'm playing Udazash, a Dragonborn Ranger/Rogue, who rolled really high on her stealth check and is not here. Or is she?
Hi, my name is Omega Jones, also known as Crit Bard across social media channels. I got there.
Is it a printer jam?
Don't clip that. I play Leopold Guthmore, our resident illithid mind boy, who is currently doing mind boy things.
I'm sorry, after last episode, he's doing mind man things.
You're right. It's giving manly man. Also, happy guy. Happy guy.
Hi, hello, good evening, folks. You can call me Laura or Tutu or Laura Tutu. I'm usually on the internet as some iteration of _Laura Tutu. But tonight, here and now, in this time zone, I am playing Winifred Fithiok, our Hexblood Celestial Warlock, who's probably about to start digging into some necromantic shit that she shouldn't be touching. It's fine.
What timing? What?
No.
I mean, it's kind of perfect timing. Horrible perfect timing.
No.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the internet. No, sorry. I'm not good. No.
I'm the tiefling.
Bunches of punches.
He says bunches of punches. And also...
Fucking Santa Clarita.
Damn you, internet. Why you good?
Thanks, Spectrum.
Thanks, Spectrum.
Hey, at least we're pre-recording, so we can just cut it through.
Hey, we're pre-recording, everybody. Guess what?
Yeah. Oh, right in chat. I see that. That's so crazy. Guys, what do we think chat just said?
I don't know. They're probably saying thanks, Spectrum. F in chat for Spectrum.
Yes.
F in chat for Spectrum.
F in chat. There's an old Toby emote for the subscribers on the channel. Old Toby's. Yes! Old Toby's for Spectrum. I've had old Toby on the channel, I think, since we did that Daggerheart thing last year.
I love that he keeps showing up.
All right. Well, shit.
Do you want to do the recap, and maybe by the time the recap's done, he'll come back?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So last time, I feel so bad for Pete.
Yeah.
When last... There
we go. Timing.
Baby.
Timing.
Hello, everyone. My name is PJ McGaw, aka Cursed with God's least favorite internet provider, Spectrum. If you are in the Spectrum area, please make sure to go find and punch your nearest representative. And when you're done punching them, go check out the rest of this amazing show, because in this show, I am playing Marcus Hellhammer, the tiefling tattooist, bunches of punches, it's great decision-making skills, and internet. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to try and just blow past that and give it right over to Cujo. Cujo, please take this ball away from me. Please take this ball away from me.
We're glad you're back.
I love you so much, BJ. We all tried to do your intro, and it did not. It's fine.
It was no.
It's just no. When last...
It'll be great content.
Oh, 100%. All of this is staying in to this live episode. When last we left off...
Sorry.
When last we left our intrepid heroes, they had ventured through the fields of the dead in the hunt for a necromancer referring to herself as Trinity. whose undead had infested these plains, one of which didn't seem to be under her direct influence, a dwarven skeleton known as Gren, and also his pet rat, Richard, who has a nest in his ribcage. The party ventured through, dealt with some fearsome undead enemies before fighting the necromancer herself. After a very intense battle involving a very, very influential bone naga that was really the villain of the encounter, and also, I guess, an undead beholder and some other things, you all managed to succeed in disabling Trinity, knocking her unconscious. After the battle, Leo, using some of his newfound abilities, locked her in a mental prison. And I believe you had begun asking questions. Is that correct?
Well, we were at the start.
Okay. So, so we're doing the idea of sharing the detect thoughts so they can see what you see.
Mm-hmm. The idea, we have played with the idea of him being so in tune with his psionic power, but more importantly, the telepathic side of his power, that they can see what he sees when he is sharing stuff with him, if he gives them permission to see. And then right now he is giving permission. But again, just to set that scene again, in this mental prison, quite literally what it is, it looks like it's the inside of a crypt, inside of like a mausoleum of some sort. It's old, it's stonework. It's you can hear the sounds of maybe like a leak or something in the back that's hitting the ground very rhythmically. It's dank, it's damp, and in the middle of this mausoleum, there's a singular coffin that she is currently trapped inside, looking up. We are her sleep paralysis demons in this moment.
Okay, it's all coming back to me. My mind deleted that because terrifying. Okay.
And in full illicit regalia, as I was about to say, but in full form, with his friends, of course.
Okay. She lays in the coffin. I will tell you that her mental projection, like how she appears in this mental prison, looks very different from her physical form. Her physical form had patches of long hair that looked like they belonged to several different individuals that her undead form had sort of stitched together. Her robes were tattered, and just some parts of her that were made up of that undead nature were starting to decay. In this instance, she appears with very pale skin, but with ornate black, almost ritualistic tattoos that go down her eyes to her cheeks in a very old script.
Okay.
And she is bald with elven nature, so her ears come to a little bit of a point, and her eyes have this sort of sunset amber color to them, and she lays well, this is a little rude, don't you think?
Oh, it's trapping the souls of hundreds of individuals who you claim that you were doing a service to, besmirching the name of your god in favor of this. That wasn't rude?
Tell me, what do you know of my god?
If you would like me to be truthful, I don't care. What I do care about is you try to hurt those I care about. You try to act as if you had the divine right to do what you do. My power says fuck the divine. Respectfully. So you're going to answer some questions. You're going to answer them with a smile on your face. And then we'll go from there.
Ask your questions, although I will admit I can't guarantee a smile. But ask away.
I can. I snap. And cause this is my mental prison, not hers. And you know what? Honestly, no. I think my tentacles kind of like slither down and literally pull her mouth open. This is a side of Leo no one's ever seen.
I mean, I don't think there's any like roll that you have to make. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She and you just feel it pull.
I need you to understand that the power you thought you have, you no longer have within here. My friends are going to ask you questions, and then we'll decide what happens from there.
You just hear a, okay, I understand.
I let go.
She like reaches up awkwardly in the coffin and kind of holds her cheek. Well, I don't really seem to have any other options, so ask your questions.
I'm going to take this second as Leo pulls away. And she's not going to ask anything out loud, but Udazesh has kind of leaned in a little closer as Leo has done this. Can I read any of the tattoos on her face? Do I recognize any of the tattoos?
Good question. Good answer. Good answer.
Yes. And I'm going to give you that this sort of strikes you as a little odd, because there's some part of you that recognizes that this writing is old. This writing has existed. Actually, I don't want to go too much into the history. I will say that it reads essentially that she is blessed with the title of a Scrivener of Doom. That this is a ritualistic marking of those who directly worshipped Jurgle.
I'm trying to
Sorry, Lauren, that was a meme face. I'm going to screenshot that.
That was a face of Lauren knows what that is. Does Udazesh know what that is? Or is she having that moment of, I know what that means, but I don't know what that is?
Go ahead and give me a history check with advantage.
Okay, let's see if she knows what that is. 18?
You recall that Scriveners of Doom were literal clerics of Jurgle who kept to small hidden crypts and were given two duties. Whenever something would be brought to death, they would be marked in a scroll in a tome. It would be the method of their death, the time of their death, and the destination that the soul would go to in the afterlife. That is called the sealing. The second would be the night of another year. An event where all of those who had died throughout the year would be read aloud and celebrated, as everything would be just one small step closer to the end of it all. You see these tattoos on her face, and you see that she has been around since the days that Jurgil's clerics walked these lands, which was a very long time ago.
So Udazesh she'll relay that all in our mental link. And I think it's not her saying these things. I think it's you all feeling her realizing these things at the same time. So it's almost as though you feel her like discovering it, and then you hear her thinking, how does I even know that? Huh, that was a very long time ago. She is very, very, very old. Or her tattoos are lying, but I think she is very, very, very old.
All right. DM, with that knowledge and with what she has been doing here, this seems like a bit of a departure from what her duties would be. The Matron of Ravens is similar, but not. I mean, we all know that she ascended. She took what she wanted and became what she is. What information with what Winnie knows, given her connection, and what Udazesh has given us, like, are we looking at a full-on what do you call it when someone like breaks from the church in a apostate? Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. I was checking to see if you guys could hear the honking car outside. Car alarms, we love them.
A little bit.
We're just gonna soldier on. You make me an insight check.
That is 21.
With a 21, you don't necessarily get a rebellious nature in how she's carrying herself in her presentation. Even when you were interacting with her before, there's this strange obsessive devotion to what she thinks she should be doing. And you find it interesting that in this mental prison, that how she envisions herself is as her former title, which is a Scrivener of Doom. So there is some big part of her that thinks that what she's doing is still what she swore to do.
Can I also? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask then, because I was wondering about this when that description was coming out. If she looks like the way she does in the meat space, for lack of a better word, and she looks this way in her inner self, her soul self, her mind self, what check would I have to make to figure out if there is a disconnect? Like, is this the same soul in a different body? What is happening there?
Make me another insight check.
Okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and ask now, too, because there's potential minus insight as well. But we have... I mean, again, Leo doesn't know all the things about religion, so I'm not going to think he understands the ins and outs of it all. But just with what we have learned and kind of the mental capacity that we're in and kind of sharing some things. Also, like, meta-knowledge is not really affecting the now. Jurgil's typically pretty neutral. and she wasn't. Is this a level of I thought this was the commandments, or is this this is what I'm going to make the commandments be?
Make me an insight check. I'm going to say, I'll say with advantage, purely because of your nature.
Okay.
While they're doing that, my roll for you said it was insight or investigation?
Insight.
Insight. That is a 19.
With a 19, you can sort of, I'll say probably from your experience in Avernus, you can tell when somebody is corrupted from the inside. You can tell when somebody's soul is darkened and marked by external forces or what have you. She's carrying herself. I mean, obviously she's literally in a coffin right now, so she's not standing or anything, but as she is laying, she's still sort of trying to look as graceful and as ladylike as possible. And that tells you that there's not a whole lot of difference between the quote unquote meat space version and this version that you're seeing here. You don't sense that there's like another soul somewhere. This just is her.
Okay.
Omega, what did you get?
21.
With a 21, you can tell she believes that what she is doing is in line with what those commandments were. Now, you can tell though that something would have had to have happened, because there is a little bit of a departure from like maybe what stories there are of Jurgle.
Yeah.
And with how she's carrying herself and what she's doing. So there had to have been some sort of disconnect or some sort of shift either in her or her environment that led her down this direction, as opposed to like you hear about the stories of those who had followed Jurgle in the past.
Okay.
Now, I have two questions that are both above board and I think poignant to this moment. Number one, so her not mind space body, was it also elvish? I think because her mind space was described as slightly elvish.
One of her ears did come to a point. The other clearly looked like it was slapped on at some point and given, use.
Okay.
So she basically looked like a patchwork individual in the meat space.
No, that's probably fine, because above table, my brain was going lich, but this makes way more sense.
Mm-hmm.
She's a jigsaw Sally. Makes perfect sense. We love it.
Oh.
Like, do your thing. Second question, and I think this is important because we see what she looks like in this space. How do we look in this space? Are we in any way different than how we appear in our meat space?
Well, that is not a question for me to answer, because in this space, in what you perceive of yourself, that is up to you to describe. So I leave it up to you. What do you believe as your characters? What is your self-perception? What does that look like if it were given a form? Does it change? Is it completely different?
That is interesting, because
Who wants to go first, really, right?
well, I was say with the mental prison and with the mental space, while Leo technically owns the keys to this space and can shape it to be what he wants it to be, he would, to him, think their true self comes in. So whatever does show up would be what he assumed their true self is, which he would think is what he's seeing right now, but if it's not, that would be interesting.
Oh God, we're getting real existential right now.
Yep.
So
We are.
true self as in, so is this what Udazash expects to see, or is this what, like, how true self are we getting here?
I like I said, I think he would, because what he's not connecting to, and it's something that's a through line with this character, is not the body, it's the mind and the spirit. It's what makes it up. So that is what is viewing this. If that physically looks different, then that's a you choice. But that's what he would be bringing in. So he would think he would be seeing what he knows to be Winnie, Udazash, and Marcus. But if something else is standing there, it would be like, oh, okay, maybe we unpack that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we unpack that.
Okay, all right.
And
So-
you know what? Just really quickly, to set the stage, you would think that you see human Leo right now. You see full Illithid Leo right now, because after their experiment in him understanding that he is no longer a humanoid, he has accepted this unfortunate truth. So this is what he believes himself to be.
Oh wow.
It sucks, but he this is what he's at right now, especially in this
Woof.
moment.
All right. Who's up next? Who would like to? If anybody does have any noticeable differences or changes in how they would be presented, feel free.
Yeah. So I think when Udazash leans over, out of the corner of your eye, she looks exactly as you expect her. This is a blue scale dragonborn. And when you look at her, she's a blue scale dragonborn. If you take a second to look a little closer, the core of her is always that. It is always the essence of her. But every time you look at her, there's like something different, or something missing, or something slightly changed. It's like, okay, she's still a blue dragonborn, but it's like a slightly different color blue. And you look away and you look back, and all right, she's still a blue scaled dragonborn, but now the tail is a little longer, maybe. And you look away and you look back, blue scaled dragonborn, but like there's a whole bunch of scales missing on one side. You look away and you look back, blue scaled dragonborn, but the outfit's not the same. So like every time you look over, it's like you're seeing a slightly different version of her, even though who she is stays the same, and the voice and the presence of her is still who she is, and the movements of her. And so there's not like a glitchiness of if like you watch her, she's still as graceful as she is, but like you look away and you look back, and there's just like these little changes, like someone came on in, and like an editor came on in and just went, oh, we're just gonna change this a little bit.
All right, PJ.
So when Marcus enters this space, he looks physically just like he does in the real world. However, from his heart and all the way up is fire. Fire burning his chest, fire burning his face. It's almost like a Ghost Rider in experience, where you can see that tiefling skull when he smiles. You can see the flame licking behind the teeth. And it's all on flame from the chest, from the heart up. And behind him are 6 shadows, constantly roiling for, I guess, dominance behind him. You see one shadow that looks exactly like Marcus in the physical world. Shadowy silhouette, exactly as you know it to be. You see another one that looks like Marcus, but the horns are extended. The form is brutish. The hair is long, and you can see there's flames flickering on the horns. You see one shadow of long, stretched wings, like hands trying to take me back. Another, like a grotesque slothish, greed-based man, just obese and joyous as he's feeding off of me like he's eating from a buffet. Behind him, a shadowy figure like a king, weighing judgment, watching me, waiting to see what I'm going to do with that nobility. And behind all of them, the smallest shadow, a little boy holding a ball, scared and confused, unsure and unaware. And Marcus is all 6 shadows as this raging flame licks his own face, and that skeleton smile never stops spreading across his lips. And he just stares at this person, with flames coming out of his eye cavities, and he just goes, "Bonjour now."
Winnie.
She's the same height, same build, slight but graceful. Her hair is still dark and long and locked and braided, but it is sleeker, cleaner, and her skin is not the soft mauvish purple. It is a lovely shade of almost a russet brown. Her eyes are not the black sclera with the violet irises. They are gold. It's Winnie's face, that same round, soft, almost sweet face with that little button nose. But there's a spread of gold freckles across her nose. And her ears are long and pointed, like an Eladrin. And what she wears are robes of pure white. But the symbol of the Raven Queen still sits at her throat. Because Winnie still remembers what she looks like. What she looked like before the red teeth dragged her into the dark. And this almost angelic form is going to kneel beside Trinity's grave. I understand what it is to be adrift, to an extent. Things change so when you think you have forever. And suddenly it's been 50, 100 years. You're watching the world around you, watching people die, watching new worlds be built, and still trying to claw your way through it. And she doesn't say this with disdain. She doesn't say it with disgust. It is quiet, simple empathy. Because she tried once to extend that hand to Trinity, and she is willing to do it again.
Make me a persuasion check. I'm going to say with advantage.
Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, that's real good. That's a 23.
Her expression has always been noble but guarded. And as you speak of the change and the experiences of watching everything around you shift as you are adrift at sea, as it were. Her expression eases, and you can see the weight of it. He just left us. He just stepped down, and the hundreds of us were left to exist without what we had devoted ourselves to since we were born, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't just give up everything. I couldn't stop. It needed to continue. And so when everyone left, when everyone either disappeared or found a new god, I stayed the course. I recorded their deaths as I should. And I continued, because surely if he would see that I am still his, if I am still devoted, then he would return to his seat, and we would continue our work. But the work of hundreds was left to one, and I needed help. I didn't have a choice. His work needed to continue, so I found a way. And he'll return. He has to. It all has to be worth it. Because if he doesn't, and if he...
Oh, Trinity. I am so sorry.
It's been centuries of this.
And Winnie's actually going to reach out her hand.
She doesn't take it, not out of defiance. She doesn't take it because vocalizing the truth of how obsessive and dogmatic she had become, she feels like she doesn't deserve it.
We all find balance in the end. From the mightiest king to the lowest peasant. It's quiet on the other side, I can tell you that much. Peaceful. Truly. And I admit I wasn't ready at the time. I had more work yet to do.
Is she kind?
She is fair. her and her champion both. I do not seek to make you a convert. You have a talent, Miss Trinity. I think it just needs a focus again.
I haven't left this crypt. I don't remember when I last just walked. This,
Would you like to? Because it is your choice and your choice alone.
I need you to make another persuasion check.
I need you to make 2 persuasion checks. One's for Leo. Because at the words, "It's your choice and your choice alone," in deep speech, not true. And you see the coffin slowly beginning to almost come in on itself. You tried to take everything.
The first one is a 19. The second one is a 16.
I actually want to defer to Leo before I respond.
Speaking of our soul selves, soul searching, the reason in this space he appears as an illithid isn't just because he feels like he's nothing else. But in this space, he is the power. And that power is strong. And he looks up at Winnie. She got everything toys. You give her a hand, what happens next? I was almost a toy in Baldur's Gate. Why should I let this one go?
Winnie draws back one of the sleeves on her robe. And you see ligature marks, scarification, runes in Sylvan that are old and ancient. They thought I was a plaything too. Something to be molded in their likeness. Call me a fool, call me naive, but I was given a second chance. When I was left in a pool of my own blood, I was given a second chance.
Those words hit because you see the image of human Leo almost glitch in for a moment and get pulled back. Glitches back in and gets pulled back. Glitches in one last time. And stays. Okay. What should I do then?
Miss Trinity?
It's been so long, I don't know if... don't know if I'll be able to walk streets of any city as I am outside of this prison. But if this is what you are offering me, then perhaps it is something to consider. Finding a life outside of my service to him.
DM, is she telling the truth?
Make me an insight check.
Detect thought is up. Can it be an advantage?
Yes.
$22.
She is nervous. Her noble personage is practically gone. You don't feel any deceit. She is just genuinely uneasy, but there's a small part of her, maybe in the words that you had given her, that kind of says maybe it's supposed to feel uneasy. But she is not lying.
Change is uncomfortable. It always will be.
At this point, Marcus wants to say something. You can see the shadows start to rise as if it's just a chorus or a senate behind him. Yeah, I got a little question, me, for this your Trinity here. Just a little quandary. Now, Trinity, I don't know you, but I know people like you. I work with people like you. I'm practically am you, me. We won't give you a second chance. It seems to be the energy of the conversation, but I want to know something. We've been talking to what the gods want. We've been talking about what the greater mind says. I want to know what the people have to say. I want to know about what John and Susan and every dumbass who don't got no God, ain't got no great mind. I want to know about them. You getting a second chance. Ooh, good. What are you going to do with it? For everything you've done for thousands of years. For everything you've been doing for the past 10. This what you know, this who you is. I've been a soldier, me. I've been a butcher. I've been a killer. And now I'm just a tattoo man. What are you going to be when you go out there? You say you can't walk around them streets, but you gotta. How you going to take off all this scribbling? How are you going to take off the thousands of years of burying and recording? How are you going to go back out there and promise me and everyone out there that you ain't going to be doing any of this again? How do I know that you walking out there on me and you ain't going to be another Reaper? I think the people need to know that. What are you going to do for yourself? That ain't just an accusation, more me. I'm gonna need an answer.
She ponders for several moments. You know the process for raising dead flesh.
Not intimately, I don't know that, me.
It involves taking a fraction of who they were and putting it back into the form. But in that process, you see and experience some of the life that they had experienced before they fell. I have seen thousands of moments. A father holding his son to his chest, bidding him goodbye before he goes off to battle. A woman finding their love in a stolen moment in the middle of the night. Two individuals whose love was frowned upon, and they were scorned for it. A person whose existence was so filled with pain and strife, and yet they kept moving forward. Families, friends, lives that I only saw glimpses of. And while I know that what I felt I needed to do was important, there was a part of me that longed for some of that, for some of those experiences. So in truth, I would just want to live a small, simple existence. I don't want to be tied to a divine or an entity of power. I just want to have a time to experience some of that, even though I don't deserve any of it.
You want a life that is yours.
Yes. But it is not my place to ask for something like that.
I want to take a second and look around. Is Gren in this space?
I leave that to Leo.
I did bring him in. I sent the 5 of us.
Gren is.
What does Gren look like?
Gren appears as a dwarf of a thick stature, broad shoulders. His beard is not overly long. It's actually shorter for a dwarf's. It only comes down to maybe the center of his chest, but it's well groomed and styled. It's of a deep, like raven black. He's got strong features in his face, but the way that his mustache kind of curls, and maybe just the way that his resting expression sits, he always looks like he's kind of smiling, like smirking just a little bit. And his hair is cropped along the sides, but there is this long sort of braided tail up at the top. And his eyes are a brilliant emerald.
And as Trinity says this, Udizash is going to smile at everyone and go, well, then I know who we should ask. And she's going to walk on over to wherever Gren has been this whole time, whether it's next to us or like a little bit away. So, what do you think? It is you that has been here the longest.
Well, I mean, that is. And he looks at his hand.
Oh.
You look very handsome.
You see his, for the first time, I mean, obviously in these few seconds, I should say, that you've seen him in his living form, that smirk shifts. And he remembers a couple things. I'm going to say just through the detect thoughts and everything, Leo and everybody, you remember, you feel him suddenly remember the feeling of a breeze on his skin.
Mm.
And that one memory just has him like feeling the emotions a little bit. Well, I'd say if she wants to find herself, her own life, then the least she can do is make sure that those who she has brought back are given the rest that they need, that they deserve, because, you know, I can't really remember a lot of stuff, but I'm pretty sure I had a real good time. And while I miss it, I know it's about balance. And I don't think it's right if the rest of us are stuck like this and she gets to just leave. So I'd say if she has this opportunity, then take the effort and make it right before you leave.
Oh, absolutely. I was taking that as a given that no matter what, you and everybody else would have at least the choice. But
Well, that's I you know, I'm not quite perceptive on the, you know, what is given or not, if anything, but it just it's kind of needed to say it, I think.
always good to say the thing.
Hmm.
But it's also good to know that you are okay with her having this second chance.
He looks at her very intently. Yeah. I'd say everybody deserves a second chance. And I can tell that she's realizing that maybe a change is what's needed. So, yeah. And he just goes back to looking at his hands for a moment.
Well, that is good enough for me. We've only been here for 4 days, a day. We've only been here for a little while. He has been here for a very long time. So I will take what he thinks. And if he thinks you should have a second chance, then I will be guided by this. After all, I can always come back and shoot you if you go back on your word.
Is that
There's
why-
Rudy.
Is that why your form continues to change?
Because I can come back and shoot you?
Come back. There's this moment where she kind of like studies you just a little.
We kind of make weird eye contact because I think
Yeah.
like she Udazash has no idea why she's being studied, but there's the studying back and forth, and I think Udazash is like trying to study her words. Like, I thought I was being very clear about what I was insinuating, but maybe I was not. I don't know.
No, it's just this place is different.
Very cool. Anyway, that's what I think. I think we go by what he thinks.
I can agree with that.
No, don't worry. No. Is there a world if Trinity goes back and writes what she did wrong, but we also know that Grin has almost like a sentience of its own that's not necessarily connected to her. If she writes everything, does that mean Grin goes as well?
Make me an Arcana check.
Where's my okay? 14.
You're not sure. You're not sure why Gren operates under his own sentience, whereas every other undead you've encountered has been at the whims of Trinity.
That's been the trying to figure out that middle point is what Leo has been focusing on when it comes to Gren for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But if he doesn't know immediately, that's fine.
You know what? Leo, make that Arcana check again because you're going to get advantage.
23.
When you look at Gren, for just a moment, you see somebody standing next to him with their hand on his shoulder. A very clearly old, decaying individual with a golden sort of ornamental crown that sits upon their skull. They still have eyes, they still have a tongue, but their eyes are bloodshot, and their robes are very old. With an Arcana of 23, here is what I will give you, because you have solved the mystery.
It's given Scooby Gang.
Clerics draw their power from the divine that they worship. The divine supplies them with the spells that they wish to make manifest in this world. Obviously, I'm sort of paraphrasing how clerics work. Just walk with me on this. But sometimes a divine can have direct influence on a particular spell. Yes, Teddy, I know, it's great. You deduce a couple of things. This individual that has appeared before you in this mental prison that you have only allowed these select individuals to be a part of would have to be directly connected to what is powering Gren's unlife. You deduce that when Trinity went to cast Animate Dead, Animate Dead, Jurgle himself changed the foundation of the spell to be a partial true resurrection. So his consciousness and his soul intact were returned to his skeleton, so to remain undetected by Trinity. Once she had finished resurrecting him, he was sent out, given instructions. What he did with them, you're not sure, but you know that because of the fundamental shift in that spell, he was able to hold on to his wants, desires, free will, all of that. Which begs a question. Why specifically Gren? But there you go.
Let's find out. Because the focus has been on Grin. But I am peering deep into Trinity's mind with my detect thoughts. What does she see when she looks at Grin? If
What
she
she's
did, go ahead, sorry.
her perception of Gren, she sees like a blurred version of the individual that he is truly. And that's a really sort of morbid and depressing and almost insulting way to think about it, in that the idea is that she brought this individual back, but they're just an individual. They're literally a body. But in these last few moments, as Gren has spoken, his image starts to kind of clear a little bit. As she is realizing that Gren, his existence is different. And so his identity and his ego persona are starting to like come through a little bit more. But she doesn't see Jurgle. She doesn't see his influence. She just sees like she's a little perplexed and a little confused.
It means she had no necessary connection to Gren or anything like that. This was a fully Jurgle intended choice to keep Gren here. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Definitely trying to understand that and parse through all that. But with everything that has been said, he will look back, still in illithid form. Well, he shifted to human. I think he shifts back to illithid, not in a bad way, but I think that's just the base. That's not. You are. You should consider yourself very lucky. Some of us have been given second chances. And we're trying to do something with it that matters in this world. Trying. I hope with the life that you have, you try as well. I would like that trust not to be broken. Because it's taking everything within me not to implode everything around you. That's not a threat. Mechanically, mental prison does damage. And I've been holding the damage at bay. And if we need to roll for that, totally fine too. Good job. But we also have about probably 5 more seconds of this. So
Beachy dubs.
Beachy dubs. I think Winnie looks up at Leopold with this Eladrin visage, and she beams. And it is like watching the sun crest over a wood of gold and orange autumn-dyed trees. Do you think we could have this conversation in person?
One moment. Mental think. Turn it off. Don't hurt anybody. I'm going to break concentration because the spell ends. Cujo, no.
Kujawa.
Cujo, yes. What are we doing?
The spell ends. You guys return to your bodies. Right?
I hate you!
I was gonna say, what happened? What?
I hate
We
you!
returned to our bodies, and Udazash is like, so weren't we really having that conversation in person? We were just not having it in our persons. We were having it in person, just not in person.
Just like imagine, Uri, mommy, just imagine like an hour's worth of conversation within 60 seconds. That's all
Right?
it was. That's all it was. Just a light inside a little glove. That's
It
all.
was very, very fast and efficient.
Yeah.
It was incredibly efficient. In fact, it was kind of probably better than being in person than in person.
Uri, you know that's how we do it. Oh, you do it so good.
I'm an illithid and you're making my brain hurt.
I'll take that as a compliment. Okay,
He's gonna step away for a second as he just kind of reconstitutes himself because that was a lot of mental power.
You see, there's that little gear in like the corner of the line. You just kind of hear it go.
Some smoke
it's-
You
comes
feel
out.
an instant migraine just slowly crawl across your brain.
instant
Cujo-
migraine is her middle name.
Yeah. is Trinity still downed at this point? Yeah.
She is. She's. I think she's
Unconscious.
unconscious.
Okay. Then Winnie's gonna crouch down and reach out. She looks down at her hand that is now that purplish color and sort of freezes and blinks and shakes her head. But I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna give her one of my healing light dice.
Okay.
So D8. She's gonna get 4 HP back.
These
Okay.
trumpets are taking me out.
So what?
It's
The trumpets.
are taking me out. Victory! You have
I'm sorry,
completed
like,
the mission.
no one here
Oh,
has a sword. It's just me spinning my fist and putting it in my back.
There you go. No idea how it attaches, but there you go.
we'll just have to. I'm gonna have to go through my my music library here and just do some quality control. It'd be great.
It's fine.
It's fine.
I think at some point Marcus is gonna sit there like, we had this a good conversation. Didn't we actually have like real questions about the forest and the like terrain and the people there? I think we actually have real.
Answer those, she says as she reaches up and holds the side of her head
Oh, honey.
that Marcus had beamed multiple times.
Winnie looks a little like she makes that like ooh face and like very gently helps Trinity sit up, and I'll give her another 5 HP.
Sorry.
That eases from a migraine to a headache.
I'm gonna say next to her. She's obviously allowed to say no, but having been the person who did the damage, I'm gonna say that to sit down and be like, welcome to the club, mon ami. You survived. You got yours. So everyone's gotta get punched in the face at least once, and you did it about 7 times.
What rule is it that everyone has to get punched in the face?
Oh, what's rule of life? Oh, mommy knows rule of life. You can't go through life not getting punched in the face. You gotta at least get once.
No.
You got 7. That puts you above most.
No.
I also You know what? We're gonna unpack that later.
Wait, did no one else get lined up until you got punched in the face one time? You? Because I know I got punched in the face at least once.
No,
Marcus,
I
do we
got
have
my
to-
wagon privileges taken away. I had to walk everywhere.
Marcus, do we have to be punched in the face
Where's
by
the book?
you specifically?
Yeah, you definitely see like when he says wagon privilege, he looks to Winnie like.
There's a significant glance between the warlock and the fighter. Just this motherfucker.
Wagon privileges.
We have a wagon? What?
No, you don't gotta get punched in the face by me. Just in general. I'm so sorry, Winnie. You gonna say?
Trinity, if you could give us any information about the wood of sharp teeth. Someone's taken a friend of ours.
Oh, yes, and some of those I had brought back had investigated, merely searching for more material. They rarely ever returned. I could always sense that they were dispatched upon entry, but I have seen some individuals believe they... You must forgive me. My descriptions of things might be not as they are now. I can only draw off of what my knowledge might be, which is very old. It's followers of Saluna. There was a battle at some point, a conflict within those trees. That was before the cult arrived, and I believe that was recent.
The cult?
Yes. I believe one of my spirits had seen servants belonging to the cult of the dragon. And that is where we're going to go ahead and take our break.
Hello, microphone check 1 2. All right.
Oh, we're fucked. Oh, we're fucked. Okay, great. We love this. We're fucked.
Cult of the Dragon, all I hear is targets. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna kill them.
So,
I mean, we were going to go after these werewolves anyway. If they're also
Yeah.
cult of the dragon people, then, it's 2 for 1.
yeah.
2 birds, 1 punch. I'm just saying we got this.
Two cultists,
One pound.
Pounce. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
For those in chat, thank you so much. We see you. Oh, you're great. We will. We're gonna take a quick, about 10-minute break. So stick around. We'll see you in a little bit. Three,
The
2.
boobs. Okay. Sorry, it was like I was struggling. I was like, hold on, we don't need
Boobs.
nip slips right now.
Withers, what?
I have arrived.
Giggity.
Why have I arrived before I have arrived?
I'm so tempted to put this in anyway.
I
Might as
don't
well.
like this mod.
Might as
And welcome back, everyone. So, you are in the old, dilapidated, and kind of stinky temple to Jurgle. Trinity is sitting up on the ground with a headache, but she just casually mentioned that the cult of the dragon has gone into the wood of sharp teeth at some point.
Oh, son of a bitch. And that's the noise that Winnie actually makes because she has like a thought. Miss Trinity.
Yes.
I'm sorry to ask. Do you remember about how long ago that might have been?
Oh, she kind of stares off. I'm so sorry. I have no idea. I have literally not left this crypt in quite some time.
No, that is perfectly all right. I just figured we might timeline would be helpful. It is perfectly fine. Thank you for
I suppose
trying.
I could see if I can perceive through some of my. Actually, no. I won't do that. They have done enough work. They should not be made to do more.
When he smiles a little. Can you stand?
Yes, and she does. And you can hear
Oof.
as her undead form sort of like pieces back together. She, registers like one of her shoulders is completely dislocated and like in a weird spot. Oh,
Love. Oh. Mm.
Oh, you sort of get used to the feeling after the first 50 years. And she like spins her hand back around to like the normal spot that it should sit in. And yes. And she stands, and even though her face is undead, there's some pieces missing. She's smiling. Did we lose Omega?
And he's back.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are we back?
That was on purpose.
Okay.
Okay.
More stuttering for me, and it has not stopped.
No.
If it's a me thing and the video's fine, then we're good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, everything looks okay on my end.
It's so wild. It's like it's like I'm getting like, whatever.
Okay. All right.
Your voice is fine. It's just
Okay.
the video.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technology.
Yeah.
Right, chat? That's so great.
That's a reoccurring gag. Right? Right.
Oh my god.
All right. Would you like me to help release them to their rest?
That would be very nice. Yes. If it is not an imposition, I've already done quite a lot, and I don't want to tax you any further.
With what we're walking into, we are going to have to rest anyway.
All right. And she focuses, and her eyes sort of glow for just a moment, and you can start to hear movement coming from the top of the tunnel that you had all crawled through. And you see skeletons, zombies, bone devils. Everything that she had given an unlife to slowly, one by one, assembles down below. Winnie, I would like for you to describe how, because it does take quite a while, what does it look like as she is essentially dropping concentration on this massive animate dead, but it's like piece by piece, but there's still the souls that are left over. So describe for me how you assist in ferrying those to the next life.
Well, there's definitely a guidance to Trinity to just sort of bolster her as she works. But I think Winnie actually kneels, and from her component pouch, she takes just her tiny little brazier, and the charcoal and the incense and lights it. And once again, as she did in the woods, she inhales and the smoke travels up and into her nose, into her mouth, and her head falls back for a moment. But when her eyes open this time, they are solid gold. And I think she just... It's almost like diving down to the deep end of a pool, except for that pool is the well of power that was bestowed upon her by the champion. And she lets it bubble up, almost seems to let the patron, the champion, for in his essence, he is a guide. He is the one that takes these souls to their rest. And I imagine this is something she's done before, not quite on this scale. But she simply speaks and the work here is done. These spirits find your rest. In the peace of wherever your souls will be born to.
Okay. It's all right. I just peed a little. It's no big deal.
As she's doing this, I'm gonna go find Gren again as souls are getting sent to their rest. And I'm gonna go find our friend and his rat companion.
He is off to the side, essentially, like all of the undead that are positioned and following along are they're following her bidding, right? I mean, they're following her command. There's no reason for it, but he's almost standing by in case anything should happen. And as he does that, he's got Richard in one of his skeletal hands, and he's just gently running a finger across his back. And periodically, as he does, he just kind of looks at his hand for a moment. And he is a skeleton. There are no facial features, there's no muscle, there's no skin. But you could just tell from body language, and you don't even need to roll insight. There's a lot of longing in his form, but he is sort of resigned to what has to happen next. But he'll look up, and I'll say, for the... is it still understood that there's a link, that telepathy and all that connects everybody? Okay. He'll just look up at Udazash. Oh, hey! Hi. I was just, saying goodbye to Richard. I don't think he can hear me, so I'm just sort of communicating how I know how, which is just, he always likes this.
Have you never talked directly to him?
No, he's a rat. And I'm a skeleton. so I never really did that.
That shouldn't stop you. And I'm going to cast Speak with Animals because I'm in the mental link. I'm going to be the translator.
Oh, my heart. Okay. Because I do that because I know I have to voice a very difficult conversation between two NPCs.
And if there's something I can do to help with that, because I know I've just enabled this very difficult conversation. So, Richard, so Gren wanted to speak to you because he's got to go.
Oh, where's he gotta go?
And Gren says, "Oh, is that what your voice sounds like? Oh, I always thought it would be a little deeper, but not that it's a bad thing. Just sort of a weird percent. I'm sorry."
Oh, no, it's fine. Where do you have to go?
Oh, I'm not supposed to be like alive, so it's gonna kind of have to say goodbye because I'm gonna be going to the next part, wherever that is.
Oh, okay. I appreciate you letting me stay in your rib cage. It was very cozy, especially when it got cold.
Yeah, well, it always felt a little funny because you don't ever really feel in the inside of your rib cage, but I could feel whenever you'd shiver, so I try to, Anyway, are you gonna be okay?
Oh, I'll be fine. I'm sure I can find like a hole or, maybe like a brush or something, and I'll be fine.
Oh,
Richard, if you need help, I can help you find something.
Oh, could you? That'd be really great. Moving is always really stressful.
Oh, absolutely. And, you've got to tell everybody where you're going to be. And you got to, absolutely.
You gotta see if you can enlist relatives and friends to help you move. It's just really an imposition and it's very stressful.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you're going to be moving out of a rib cage. And so now you've got to find something just as swanky.
Oh. Well, I don't know what the market's like, but I'm sure I can find something.
From the back, we're way in the distance because Leo's kind of doing his own thing. She's just, you know, he's not leaving, right?
What?
He's not leaving.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Oh, you all didn't see. I don't think she has the same hold on you as and really quickly as Winnie and Trinity are doing this, breaking concentration of the animate dead, he was watching them, and as he was watching them, it's almost as if he was able to play it in reverse. Maybe that chronomancer side of him that just understands the passage of time, but as he does, the Scion actually can cast Animate Dead. So I think he just passively learned it. Had no reason to use it ever or have it. But it's on the spell list. So now he knows it's on the spell list, meta gaming. Either way, he goes back. No, the spell that they were undoing, it's not the only thing affecting you.
What else is? I don't understand.
I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but I'm trying to figure that out myself. I was going to bring it up, not necessarily now, but you thought you were leaving. You don't have to leave, is what I'm saying.
If not now, then when?
When his story is complete. And you realize, and I'm going to say, Winnie, even as you are in the middle of this ritual, everything around you stops moving. And standing on the other side of that brazier with the green flame, just at the edge of where the light reaches, is a humanoid form. Bald, with a ornamental golden crown, almost facial frame, wearing old robes, whose undead visage is quite obvious. His ribs are fully exposed. His eyes are bloodshot.
I found that in order to fulfill what had been written, I saw use in him. And thine nature proved useful.
And who
Gren
are
is
you?
also frozen.
Okay, so just to be clear, who's hearing this person?
All of you.
Oh,
The
okay.
four
Oh
of you.
shit!
Okay.
Ah,
And who are you?
you're the one I saw outside.
It seems thy aptitude for learning has led to fruition in your power. There are those who refer to this visage as a loving term known as withers. I shall exist as that name until such a time that I decide otherwise. And it seems as it was written, here you are.
So you're the reason that Gren is here.
Yes. It was my power that ensured that his nature remain intact. But in truth, doing so was not meant to allow him the continued freedom. The intent was to meet you all.
DM.
Yeah.
Everything else around us is frozen, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Got a little time stop action going.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean Winnie can reach out to see the threads?
Yes.
She turns her head to look at Withers, and it's almost sort of dreamlike, floaty. Those glittering gold eyes find him, and she extends her sight.
You see something you've not seen on another creature before as you have activated this sight. There are hundreds of thousands of threads that are cut, and they just sort of lay. But there are some that remain. One is a thread made of gold that extends up from their visage. Another glows like the light of the moon as it extends from another direction. 3 are wreathed in flame, one more heated than the other 2 that extend down. One that looks like it is covered in blood, headed another direction. One that is of a deep, beautiful green that extends towards the grove? And then there are the 4 that are connected to you.
I see that your champion has granted thee the sight to see all that I left behind when I left my seat. I gave this one life because his nature would draw you for here. Because you 4 herald something titanic in scale for this realm. Her return.
Well, hopefully not. I'm bound to kill her before she comes, or at least kill her when she arrives.
I know of thy story. I know the pieces that are missing and the pieces that remain. I know of your service and know of your oath.
Then I
And
shouldn't have to tell you that I'm going to keep all that.
His laugh is like, it's not quite nails on a chalkboard. It's something warmer, but it's still just as unsettling.
You 4, as I have been told, will be instrumental in the coming weeks. And so, if only to preserve balance, I offer a boon. My services in ensuring that your journey remains true.
Okay. What kind of services do you offer besides freezing everything? I mean, this is very cool. And obviously you've done some cool things for Gren. What else do you offer? And what do you expect in the return?
I expect to be intrigued.
I am very intriguing.
I think it all like clicks, not all at once, but like almost like a realization of what Withers is saying. And he just looks at the only person that he knows understands religion and things, just stares at Winnie like, what is happening? Like, this was a side quest. Like,
Well.
we just went around the corner real quick, and suddenly we've been told that we are divinely heralding her.
Winnie looks positively gobsmacked as she stares at Leo, because for all her connection to the divine, there are still some things that are. Whew. She looks to Withers and. Are we, all of us? They can't see them, can they?
No.
If this is what is written, then I suppose that is the path we take. But I know one thing for certain. I have no intention of letting the tyrant get her claws into this realm.
They nod.
I am aware of the intentions of you all. And that is why I stand here. There are some things that must happen. Everything is doomed to change at some point or another. But this would bring about calamity of a scale that this plane has not seen in some ages. The balance would be shattered. And my former calling, my former title, would be called forth. And I would see that prevented.
Everything has a cost.
Yes.
At this point, can Udazash figure out who this person is?
Make me.
She's starting to get an idea of like where we are, who we were just talking about. She's watching Winnie, who, as hard as it is to read people, for Udazash to read people, Winnie is like projecting so much reverence, deference, awe, worry, like.
Make me an insight check with advantage.
Okay. Okay, that's a dirty 20.
You listed off pretty much everything that I was about to say.
Hmm.
You piece together that Withers is Jurgle in the flesh.
Udazash takes that moment and is like looking between everything and then looks at the statue and gives it a long look and looks back at Withers and goes, Oh, very cool. Huh. And really, you just want to be intrigued.
If there's anything that I strive for, it is to be intrigued by those in this realm.
Well, now I am intrigued by you.
Hmm. She only needs one last soul. And I am here to watch as Marcus fades from sight.
He had some deep thinking to do once he kind of figured out who you were. I think some of us think you are
Once-
very cool, and then some people need a moment, you know?
Once a divine shows up, I understand the need to grasp the gravity of the situation. I have come to offer aid. The one you search for. The one who was taken. She is the final key. And your time is short.
Then we'd best get moving.
You will find your travel to the wood of sharp teeth to be substantially faster once you leave this temple.
That will be helpful.
That is what I can offer in this moment without drawing unwanted attention.
And he looks up, and you follow his gaze. It's just the ceiling of the temple, but you can tell that there's someone specific that he is looking at. And Winnie, with your sight, there is one little thread that looks as though it is translucent and glowing, a faint bluish purplish glow that is beautiful, terrifying, and has the potential to do great and terrible things should it want. And I'm just going to give it to you. That there is a connection between Withers and a certain being that exists as the source of all magic.
We are grateful for what can be offered in this time.
He believes that your stories end a particular way. I have seen the outcomes change from what is written. He believes you herald her return. I believe the four of you ensure her destruction. That end is what I devote myself to.
Well, you have picked the right side.
He nods his head, and he doesn't. I know I'm emoting a lot of smiles. He doesn't smile. He rarely shows any change in his expression, but there's this slight shift in a positive light.
I leave it to you. Gren's fate.
By us.
Because you four, to put it plainly, will need all of the help that you can gather. If you desire, Gren can remain as he is. He can be gifted the rest that he has earned. Or the spell can complete, and Gren can walk amongst your number, living once more.
Is Gren involved in this at all? Like, is he part of the frozen people, or is he moving?
He is frozen.
Udazash like turns and well, aren't we just going to ask him?
You can, if you like. I am not perceivable by those who I do not wish to see me. If you like, I can disable this stasis, and you can decide as you wish.
That isn't a decision we should make for him.
Understood.
Everything starts moving again.
When he's back in the ritual. So
I'll look over at Leo and Marcus just to kind of see like what their take on a lot of this is before I walk back over to Gren.
My brain, I totally disassociated. What was that?
Oh, I'm looking at Leo and Marcus just to see.
Thank you. Cool. I thought that was me. You do you.
Well, I'm asking them.
He's not someone who doesn't think that gods don't exist, anything like that. So like, he has the mental wherewithal to understand that everything that just happened is true. He also, like, it was a throwaway, but it's the truth. Like, they walked from El Turel to find a friend, and now they just found out, like, quite literally, the fate of the world is on their shoulders. I think there's a lot of just out looking at the ground, taking everything in. This 21-year-old kid, just like,
1,000-yard stare.
Well, you're excited to go on an adventure.
So, okay. I feel like I should get a hold on things quickly. Okay. He's just gonna process. He's gonna do a process. Okay. You're gonna just see him go over to the statue and just like SpongeBob meme, hand on, just
I love Leo so much.
Just
yeah.
lean
Poor
on the
sweet boy.
statue of the guy you were just talking to, like.
Just okay. I'm just gonna. He's an uninstinctively casting calm emotions. It's just gonna.
I like. There's a part of me, and obviously, player ages. I'm never taking that away. But there is a part of me that would find it really fucking funny. Is if you're doing that to yourself, but unintentionally, like spread that to the room, so everyone's like, "I feel great right now."
That is literally what's happening. That is literally, and it's just a pink pony's happy sky, pink pony's happy sky. Like it's that.
That's so funny.
Marcus, you cool with working with this guy?
I've already made a promise that some gods are going to die if he's going to help me do that. And we just having ourselves a little fight dog. We just having a good old time. So yeah, I don't know how he going to help, but if he wants to, I'm down for it. Me.
And Gren, how much of that did you actually hear?
I'm sorry. I was kind of playing with my ribcage a little bit. Richard, I guess, likes it when I kind of. It sounds like a xylophone sometimes.
Oh yeah, I mean, do you like use your finger to get the notes and stuff?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
cool.
learned down here, it's actually a higher note, which is weird because you think it's lower and bigger. But for some reason, I don't know if it's my bone density or what. But what are we talking about?
Oh, do you see that guy over there? The very imposing tall guy over there with the no rib cage?
No.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Oh, I thought you okay. So we were talking to the guy who actually helped you become this. And yeah. You've got a couple of choices. And I'm not exactly sure how best to describe it. You could stay like this. You could go with everybody else who's going to the rest, or you could become like you were in the whole mind place where you were totally cool dwarf again. Did you have a preference?
He reacts.
I want to have one more go at it.
Okay. I'll look back at Withers. He would like to have one more go at it. I'm assuming that means he wants to be alive again. You want to be alive again, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like
I
an
could've
actual
probably-
dwarf, and yeah.
I could have probably specified.
And you see he doubles over and Richard like falls out of his hand and like looks
Oh,
up.
catch Richard.
That's the most intense I've ever heard you.
Richard has 1 hit point, and Udazash knows this.
You
We're not
watch-
losing Richard as we're bringing back Bren. That's not happening.
It's not a tit for tat. Yeah.
No.
He doubles over as you hear in your minds just awful like groans and aches as you're watching materializing on his skeleton muscle and sinew. He slowly over the next several moments fully manifests as a full naked dwarf.
Oh, he even got the beard.
And he like just
Minor illusion.
Oh, thank you.
That was amazing and disgusting.
That was the most uncomfortable thing I've ever had happen to me.
I can't even imagine, but it was amazing.
Thank you.
He says thank you.
Jesus. I love that Udasash has been the main communication to Withers.
I don't know why. Why everybody else is so gobsmacked, and Udasash is like, "Yep, God. Okay, sure. Here
So
we go."
funny.
So like, I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry.
I love it. I love this so much.
Marcus is in the back,
Perfect.
like, Mommy, I'm from hell. I see gods every day. I'm just trying to figure out what the next step is. Me, I'm just hanging out.
I am a child who got turned into a squid. I don't know this stuff.
Like some of you are having the appropriate
Fair.
reactions,
Very
and
fair.
Udasash is.
Winnie's a little busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
back here going,
Ooh,
neat.
Yeah, some of you are having
Step
appropriate
3, let's
reactions
go.
and are distracted, and you've left Udasash to do the talking, and I'm very sorry.
I know you.
great.
Udi's good at playing face. I know they don't think they are, but they are. They have their way that they do it, and it's a good way.
Gren like finds like a rag. He actually one of the zombies walking through just has like a torn tunic, and he just
I don't think. May I?
and he just takes like the tunic off and slips it on and like makes sure he's covered enough.
Okay.
Here's Richard.
Okay. Oh, hi.
And Richard crawls up his arm and like nestles into his shoulder.
Oh, hi, buddy. Can I still hear you?
Yeah. You look really cool.
Oh, thanks. You cool hanging out with me for a little bit longer?
Yeah, if that's cool.
You can add Core Gren as another entry to your list of allies that exist in this world.
Ah!
Now to ask, is he like a swarm keeper ranger now? Is he like is he a beastmaster and is just
No.
Brent and is just Richard?
We know he's a battle master fighter.
I know, but like in this reincarnation shift, what is he?
Well, when I played and beat Baldur's Gate 3, Core Gren was a ranger fighter mix.
Ooh.
That means he knows how to cast speak with animals.
Yes. OC, don't steal chat, okay? He's ours. You
Nope.
can't have him.
Yeah,
Nope,
he's
belongs
ours.
to Cujo.
Damn it.
Long Scudo.
Yeah. And yes, I'm sure I will find a screenshot of Core Gren and send it to you.
That is so cool.
That's my BG3 character.
Nice.
But I will say, Udazash, as you turn to say, he says thank you. The image of Withers is not there.
I still say it because I'm just assuming he's like hiding or invisible
valid.
or
You know
yeah.
what? That's
this
entirely valid.
like people can't see him. People couldn't see him before. Who knows what deities do? So I just say it to that spot
I
and,
like it.
and then turn back.
All right. The ritual completes. And Winifred, I'm going to say that it is. I'm actually going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I honestly,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's like a 4. I was gonna accept a level of exhaustion anyway.
Yes,
So
100%.
like, Winnie gets to her feet, tries to take a step, and kind of, oh boy.
Trinity steps in quick.
Oh,
Are you all right?
I think I will be after some rest. That was a lot more than I've done in a while.
Yes. Well, if it helps at all, it feels like small pieces of me that still clung to those previous beliefs were being set free, so I thank you for every bit of help.
You're welcome.
I do have sometimes caravans would pass through, and sometimes some of my friends would find some tombs belonging to those who once ruled over these lands. So we have some items that might prove useful. You can also stay and rest if you like. I don't need to rest, so I can keep watch.
Yes, from what it sounds like, we might... Yeah, we might need all the help we can get.
Of course. I will. And her eyes land on Gren. And her head tilts.
I see he made his choice. I think I need to sit down.
Yes, wait here for a moment. And she goes and fetches from... There's like this broom that's attached to this main hall that is just... She didn't have anything to do with any of this stuff, but she does grab one of the, 30 bedrolls that are in there, and, it just places it down next to Winnie and, rolls it out and sets it up. There are other such things. I don't know if the food remained, but I know that there are some other supplies, if you like.
Winnie just kind of sits down, puts her knees up to her chest and puts her forehead on her knees.
Trinity has to come to grips with a couple things. Namely, she can't wave her hand and expect things to be brought to her. So she's... Right. And she goes and fetches more bedrolls. What she thinks is good supplies for building a fire. It's not. She brings out, cooking supplies, thinking that would be it. She's brings out a couple of books. I don't. There's this, and I'm going to give you the list of items and loot, quote unquote.
Ooh.
We'll start with the many.
All right, Treasurer, you got it?
Say the word. You are muted, my love. Oh, sorry.
You didn't need to hear me doing my, find the right button song. Ready,
Yes,
let's
we
go.
did.
What do we got?
I need to hear the song. Yeah, I mean now.
Yes, we did. Don't take this from me, Laura.
Find
Shut
the
up and
right
give me the
button,
money.
Find the right button. Find the right button. Find the right button.
You have
Okay.
500 copper, which I know everybody wanted to know about the copper. 3,000 silver.
Good thing we have a bag of holding. Damn.
2,200 gold. 100 platinum. Now we get to the other items that are essentially just money but skinned to be an item. 4 diamonds worth 50 gold each.
Okay.
Okay. I was not expecting that word. Cool. This is going to be great.
No, I'm counting. It was okay. 200 in diamond. Got it. I was doing math. Okay, great.
I'm going to need those at some point.
Right? I'm like, hey, it wasn't a bad thing.
2 chrysoprases. CHRYSOPRASE. I don't know what that is.
What?
know what that is either.
CHRYS.
Spell that one more time, babe.
Hold on. Got it. Hold on. CHRYSOPRASE. It's a gemstone variety of chalcedony, known for its vibrant ample green to deep green color caused by
It's a
trace elements of
gemstone.
nickel. It's a gemstone.
Yeah,
You've got
yeah.
gemstones. Gems.
That feels like someone on that team was just like, I know way too much about obscure rocks, and I'm gonna make it everyone
Yeah.
else's problem.
Yep. Get ready for more of them.
Okay.
It's apparently
One-
chrysoprase.
Chrysoprase. You got one citrine.
Okay.
One jasper. These are all 50 gold each, by the way. One onyx. One sardonyx. Jesus. One star rose quartz. And 2 zircon. Now we get to the fun stuff.
Yes.
One bag of tricks.
Oh.
What is it?
What
Sorry?
color? What color?
Rust.
Ooh.
What'd you say it was?
A bag of tricks.
You done effed up giving that to a game with Lauren.
Oh no, Lord, here we go.
Listen, I already got an alchemy jug. You might as well just give me all the bad things. So
Boots of elven kind.
Okay.
Staff of the Python.
old
A
school.
+1 sickle.
Sickle. Nice.
You have also included from Trinity's personal stores a thin small sword that is very light, and it's crafted from something that looks like onyx. It is going to count as a +2 weapon that will also function as a spell focus. Attached to this will grant you 1 use of Circle of Death.
Ooh.
It is once per long rest.
Ooh.
I will say, if it is going to require concentration, because in addition, there is a +2 bonus to wisdom.
So equipping the Circle of Death knife gives you +2 to your wisdom.
Yes.
Oh.
Environments.
And because I'm a big fan of this and making my life hard when it comes to combat, a small, almost like velvet box that inside has 4 gems: air, earth, water, and fire. You have 4 elemental gems.
Ooh.
Couldn't be me looking what those do.
They conjure
The conjure.
elementals.
Conjure elementals.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wait,
I-
as per the 2024 spell? Oh.
Oh boy.
No,
Okay.
no. It's the 2012, 2014, whatever. The older
2014.
one. Okay. I got excited.
Yeah.
Like, this is about to get insane.
Yup.
Okay.
About to get stupid. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Winnie's still seated on the bedroll because legs jello. But unless anyone has objections, she will probably hand those boots to Zash because that makes sense.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Very pretty. Will they fit on my feet? Well, let's try. And she'll just like stick them on her feet, and her claws will probably stick out the end, which makes everybody wince because they're magic boots, but then it's fine.
Yeah, the boots initially are meant for like humanoid feet, but as the claws stick out, you watch as slowly the boots shift and change and look like they belong on the feet of a dragonborn.
Nope.
Because I needed to be more stealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. I'm all about seeing how high we can make that stealth bonus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I have disadvantage and like no bonuses, so someone here actually has to be good at that.
To balance.
Okay, it
We
might
are
as
here-
well be you from the grassy knoll. Like someone's got to do it.
Listen, I am awful at strength, and someone here needs to do the bunches of punches. So thank you for being the puncher.
I lift and I punch hard.
Thank you for lifting and punching. I appreciate
That's
it.
what I do. It's what I do, mommy.
Who would like the sickle? Or do we just want to hold on to that?
Hold on to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Would anybody be morally opposed to Winnie having the sword?
It is clear that it's made for a warlock.
Yeah.
I think she kind of like looks at it. Picks it up.
It was very useful in my early days.
Thank you. I think we're gonna need all of the power that we can muster.
For what?
Whew.
Well, there's a bunch of werewolves, and they don't like Fae, and they also have our friend.
Oh, well,
Speaking of that, Trinity, I'm glad we could find a resolution. Truly.
I am as well, and I wish to apologize, truly, for being so blind as to what it was that I was doing, and the damage that it was causing for so long. And I will not waste this opportunity.
See that you do not. And when I will sort of shift to look at the rest of the party, the hunters, the Black Hand, they obviously know who I am. And there is some sort of a connection there that I don't remember. And I think that's for a reason. My patron has agreed to give those memories back, and I think I need to take that.
Sounds like there is a downside.
It's entirely possible that they are not good memories. In fact, it's almost a guarantee.
Well, you see, as Leo finally comes back over, if they are memories you don't desire, after we get what we need, we get shale and we handle this, then I think I'm confident enough in saying that I could help you lock those away again.
Winnie nods, and she looks legitimately frightened because there is a reason that her patron chose to keep that part of her mind locked away from her. But at the same time, this isn't something I want us to walk in blind on. Not with all of us on the line and not with Shale on the line, but thank you, Leo.
Is there anything we can do to help?
I think this might be a door I have to walk through on my own. But, it's not going to be pretty. So, just brace yourselves.
There are no memories that are good or bad. There are only memories you have to deal with. And you are never alone when you have to deal with them. We are always here.
That is a true comfort, Thash.
It's wordless. Leo says nothing because he understands having to do things for yourself and accepting that. But as Udazesh said, that Winnie won't be alone when it happens. No one should have to do something like that alone. And he innately, it's a clear sign of the first time was a mistake or not intentional, and now he has understood that frequency as he reactivates his defense mode with that burst of power going through everyone just for a moment, almost touching you. And with that hub reconnected, you know that you have more mental faculty. Okay, you can roll a d4 whenever you're doing, if you're making any saves. Just in case. But
are we still mentally connected in the call?
He re-upped it with the understanding that if Winnie wants a door, so we don't witness anything, we're still there supporting her. But
Okay.
the mental link is back up. That is the way he connects to folks, not with feeling, but with intent.
Marcus is gonna walk up to Winnie, just kind of sheepishly say, unfortunately, I don't got no fancy spells, me. I don't got any special hoodoo or nothing, but no matter what happens, gonna be here, better or worse, making sure that you're gonna be okay. And you know, if things just get weird in there, you know, gotta dance with the devil. You don't want him coming home. Just sock him one for me. I know you got this.
I'm afraid you're more of the fighter than I am, Marcus.
No, Winnie, you one hell of a fighter, you. I don't know everything, but I can see way more. You've been fighting since round one. You ain't giving up. This ain't gonna make you stop neither. You got this, you. You don't need to be strong. You don't need fancy spells. You got everything you need right in there. And that big heart of yours, right? Those crazy big eyes you got. So we'll be here. We're gonna be here for you. All right? You go in there, enjoy your little nightmares. We'll be out here.
Okay. Okay. She's gonna take a little time to actually like fucking eat something.
I
With the
have
knowledge that it might come
bread
back up.
and there. I think there is some fruit. I don't know if it's still good. Like she just starts listing out things that she may have seen in the last 1,000 years.
Oh, jeez.
Trinity.
Oh, yes.
It's okay. Thank you. You've been through a lot too.
That's the least I can do.
I think what we need now is someone who can keep watch. Like, she'll actually like reach out for her hand again.
She'll take it. I will keep watch on the entrance, even though I don't think anybody's ventured this far in. I know to stay away. And she'll slowly, like, regard everybody before slowly making her way to the entrance of the tunnel. And as she does, you hear, oh, there's a breeze. Well, that's nice. And she walks up the tunnel, leaving you to yourselves.
We're gonna get her back.
There is no doubt.
Shoot, we can't fail us. We already got this locked up. You just gotta go there and get her. That's all.
Okay, but we also have to like save the world. Like, I want us to not gloss over this.
Oh.
Well, if Withers is telling the truth, it sounds like saving her does help save the world. So
Save the Dragonborn, save the world. Got it.
exactly.
See, when you
No,
say
she
like
is-
that, it
Cheryl,
sounds
played
too
by
simple.
Hayden Panettiere.
she just has dragon blood in her. I'm dragonborn. I'm very cool dragonborn. She just not that she's not cool, but that's different. Anyway, we can do both.
Yeah. Leo? Winnie's gonna reach back and she's gonna take off the necklace, the necklace of proof against non-detection. I know where we're going. And I know they're obviously very good at getting what they want. If you can't scry on me, you can't find me. You hold on to this?
He will take it in his hand, his illicit hand, fully understanding of the weight of what Winnie is doing. You know, I learned something today. I was thinking about it. Your connection to the Raven Queen and the truth that the hacks took away from you. But you're here now and probably stronger than ever. Uda's ash with missing pieces of her. But still here. Stronger than ever. Marcus is literally running from hell. He's still here. Doing something. And I'm alive with this. Like I could have been dead. I could have been turned, and somehow I'm here with the four of you. Looks at Grin too. Grin is literally. I realized that we are a group of second chances.
Oh, we are.
That's our name. We're the second chances. And he holds that amulet. And you would think that he would maybe put it on himself. Maybe, make sure that he can't be detected or whatever. He just holds it. And he puts it away. And for a moment, he was considering going back to his human form. But if she is brave enough to understand that it's more than just us, and you got to be at your fullest potential to do what you got to do, then he will too. We got your back.
Okay. And I think there's a little bit of time to eat and rest. And then eventually Winnie lays down, closes her eyes, and grips the amulet of the matron.
As your body slips into rest, you can hear the voice of the champion, this time coming to you as a smaller voice, femme in nature, says, okay, if this is what you want, then we can pull the veil back, I guess. It's gonna be hard. But we're here.
I know. But it's not just me anymore.
Okay. And as you sleep, it's like you blink, and suddenly you are no longer in the crypt. You're no longer in this old, moldy temple to Jurgle. You are in a beautiful golden field. Winnie, where'd you get off to now? You can hear your mother calling after you. And you feel excitement. You feel a rush as you see this little girl running in between the trees. She's got a smile on her face. She's giggling as she is hiding from her mother. Nestled in the trees is a small but comfortable home. And the colors of the area are bright and vibrant, more so than they would be on the material plane. You recognize that this is somewhere in the Feywild. You have agency in this. I would like to offer Laura the opportunity. We can either explore this as you are taking the role of your younger self, or you can exist and sort of perceive this memory as it is narrated to you. And we can sort of craft the story that way.
I would imagine that given what the patron witnessed, what her patron witnessed, what the champion pulled her from, there might be that layer of protection. So she isn't necessarily there.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like A Christmas Carol.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But, well, we all know how dreams work.
You see life with your parents. Something that you may not have held on to. You remember the warmth. You remember the light. You remember how beautiful it was. You then remember the laughter on the other side of your door as your parents held you close.
Time to pay up.
You see the door get pushed open, and there are several hags on the other side. Your mother stands. Please, you can't expect us to. We can't do this. We have to discuss the terms of this deal. And within moments, her form like gets flung from some unseen force into the ceiling and then thrust back down. Your father takes up arms, only to fall. As you have met the Red Teeth Coven. You remember the following weeks, maybe months, maybe years of their spells and their machinations as your Eladrin form is slowly and painfully corrupted and changed. You remember the rituals that they cast, the sacrifices that they made. You remember the pain that you experienced, and as you are brought back into this moment, you realize that you had blocked it from your mind, if only because of the look. You never got to see the sun again. You were perpetually in dusk. The hut around you was thick, and the air was filled with mildew and the smell of herbs and recent sacrifices and all sorts of horrible things. The time came. Their final ritual to make you one of their own. A night hag. Before the tent opened. Multiple crossbow bolts flying through the air into the hags that have been your captors for however long. You hear the sound of blade meeting flesh. You hear the screeches of pain as this small group of what look like mercenaries crash through into this hut and do battle with the Coven of the Red Teeth. Your tortured form is seemingly rescued. Or so you thought. You are pulled from the hut and out into the forests of the Dusk Meadow, only to be thrown to the ground before an individual. His hair is dark. He has a beard and piercing blue eyes. His face, it looks like it's sliced in half, but it's been something that has not quite healed over. It's some sort of curse or affliction. It looks deep and corrupted and wrong. But he kneels down to you as you are surrounded by these individuals. My name is Jackson Tremont. And you're going to tell me where the night market is.
I don't know.
We have slain many. We have slain some of your coven. We have no issues with slaying another. Where is the night market?
They're not my coven. I don't know. They told me nothing.
You hear snickers of laughter. A hag saying she is without a coven. That is not something that I've heard. I am giving you one more opportunity. Tell me where the night market is, or the pain that you will experience is far worse than what you have experienced thus far.
I'm telling you. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They told me nothing.
I believe you.
Please, I just want to go home.
All right. All right. We'll take you home. And that's when you feel the blade pierce through your back and sink all the way through until it pierces through your stomach. Jackson stares And there's a little flicker of a smile. Good riddance. You feel your life ebb away. You watch from this external perspective as the sword is drawn from your back and they file away. Until the sound of beating wings is heard, and an individual manifests next to you, crouched down. They appear as a half-elven form with long, dark hair and with a mantle of feathers. It's not your time. They reach a hand out to the wound. And there's this faint glow. And after several moments, you watch as air fills your lungs. You then can see some additional spell work of some kind, and see as you are woken, almost as if you were dreaming. And the champion, after blocking away the painful memories of your origin, scoops you up into his arms, slowly walks as you are now on the material plane.
DM, how long does this all take? Is this the full night?
No. That takes solid 4 hours. What I will tell you is at the end of that, when you are granted the sleep, should you wish to continue resting, there is an unsettling feeling you get, almost like you catch a scent of one of the hags. Almost like you know that the red teeth, after you removed your amulet, they know that you're out there somewhere. Do you continue and take a long rest, or is there anything you wish to do? Is there anything any of you wish to do as this happens?
I will say for the rest of the party, it's not good. It's the breathing like she's trying to run. It's the flop sweat. It's the gritted teeth and grimacing in pain. She doesn't make a sound.
Udazash would have sat down in a spot near her, but still able to see the entrance. Like she's able to almost keep a watch, even though we've got someone keeping a watch, and will not take a rest until either Winnie wakes up or her sleep evens out. So she'll stay up until one of those two things happen. Because she made a promise.
Same energy. Obviously, it won't last forever, but with the big spikes, if there are any, he understands the mental weight that is upon Winnie. He doesn't know everything. He's still kind of new to the group. Might not understand on a personal level, at least, what this really means, but has created a bond that doesn't require any of that understanding. He just needs to make sure that she's okay. So at the big points, when the shaking becomes unbearable, when the sweats are more than sweats, it's apparent that he doesn't want to change anything. He doesn't want to remove any intent of her thoughts, just wants to calm them. So he will sporadically throughout the night also cast Calm Emotions. Just to keep them. He can't do anything about the physical. He's not a healer. But he can help with the mind and he can help with the soul.
I think Marcus is used to overseeing a camp at night, taking shifts. That old game, that old thing. But he sees Udi on watch. He knows that Udi's got that covered. He sees Leo doing the thing. He knows that's more than he can actually do. He knows that she's safe right now. And he walks over, just kind of gently gives her hand a squeeze, just like once or twice. Not hard enough to wake her up or shake her, just enough to know that there's someone here. And then I think Marcus is just gonna take a few steps back, give everyone space. Just kind of sit down and just kind of watch nervously, maybe even arms on his knees, just kind of staring over his forearms until eventually his own body protests and he falls asleep, staring, just making sure it's going to be okay. All this strength and I can't do anything. So, I guess we do what we must. We rest.
I'm going to roll something. That was a wisdom save. Math. Okay. With a dirty 20. There is one last shudder. And then I think between the soothing steadiness that is Leo, the quiet intensity of Udazash, and the solid warmth that she knows to be Marcus, she exhales and actually falls asleep.
All right. As you find your rest, yeah. 1 second, please.
What? What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
No, it's fine.
What do you
Everything's fine.
mean?
What do you mean?
Gray. Mist of fog? The wind is intense. Enough to knock any creature to its, or rather off its feet. But not Withers. He's visited this place once before. He walks with a determined step because he's meeting somebody here. Just as he was told. The mist clears enough that there is a shape slowly manifesting and coming clearer. A humanoid shape. Standing maybe 6'1", 6'2". They wear an outfit that should be influenced by these winds, yet it remains motionless, as a book is in their hand. They have long brown hair that is tied with a red ribbon. They wear a black and gold vest with a red tie. And the book that he holds has a strange symbol. As Withers approaches, the pages of the book, slowly with golden writing, continue to write a story. How long do you think it will take? Says this individual.
Well, if what you believe to be is true, I believe we are within the coming days of her ascension, her return to the material plane. But I do know that sometimes your book can surprise you.
There are moments when the Chronicle itself seems to surprise me. I will say, if they save their friend, I fear it will only delay what is to come.
Best to delay as much as we can.
The chronicler closes the book. Wonderful to see you again, Jurgle. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. That's right. The chronicler is a thing.
That's not terrifying at all.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
It's the CCU. It's the Chronicler Cinematic Universe.
I appreciate that Withers has faith in us, but apparently the Chronicler does not.
Hey, it's not that he doesn't have faith. It's just that, books are, sort of this thing.
Just because you have faith the book's going to end well doesn't mean every story has a happy ending.
It's true.
Every story that includes me has a happy ending. I don't know about you. Everything that I do has a really happy ending because
I think you could look at my track record and say we have two very different expectations of how our stories are going to end.
Well, that's why you hang out with me, because I'm going to change all of your stories. It's going to be great.
Bet. Let's go.
Well.
Oh, no.
We appreciate you guys sticking with us for this a little bit longer episode. I think we all really needed this. I love this story. I love this campaign so much. Before we sign off for the evening, we have a wonderful cast we want to reintroduce, let them know where we can support you, where we can find more of your beautiful, beautiful performances.
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. Here you can find all the stuff I'm doing at my website, lauren-urban.com, or at the Blue Sky, which is also lauren-urban.com, because sometimes things like that are awesome. At this very moment, while you're watching this, I'm at Origins Game Fair. So if you're watching this, you're not at Origins Game Fair. So sorry, but you'll be able to see what I'm doing if you follow my Blue Sky. And yeah, otherwise you can find me on Sundays, except not this weekend because I'm at Origins Game Fair. But most Sundays you can find me on the Dungeon Scrawlers channel playing Baldur's Gate 3 because I kind of like that game. And you can also find me on the Players and Book channel in the afternoon playing a Tabaxi cleric, a storm cleric who's just trying to keep her friends alive even if the world is not real. Yeah, it's a fun time. Thank you. I love playing this game.
Hello, my name is Omega Jones, also known as Crate Bard across all social media channels, except the places I'm not. My pronouns are he and they, and I've been agog and aghast this entire goddamn episode. And I'm that's gonna be that. Leo is Lord in heaven. I am currently in Vegas at MagicCon. And so, Omega, I know you're watching in chat right now. How many Commander games have you won? If you say less than 2, you suck. I can say that to myself.
All of them.
So just know that, fill that, and get a drink because you're probably. This is your permission. Anywho, you can find me many places, including Tuesdays over on twitch.tv/surfevers_ for Doomscroll, which is a really cool summer series happening right now before the main show comes back in the fall. On Thursdays, you can catch me over on twitch.tv/Captain Robert for Vecna Eve of Ruin, where we're also dealing with the Cult of the Dragon. So. And a buttload of other things. We literally have a list in as a command. And Friday's here, of course. And you will be able to find me at MagicCon now. Hi, MagicCon. And Gen Con in the future. Just check my socials for everything I'm doing. I'm tired. Bye.
Hi, hello, good evening, folks. You can call me Laura or Tutu or Laura Tutu. I've been the drama this evening, and I would like to apologize for that.
Never apologize.
Playing your tortured hexblood, your celestial warlock, Winifred Fithiak. My pronouns are she, they. Her pronouns are she, her. Obviously, I'm here every Friday. On Wednesdays, you can find me hanging out over at Rebels Without a Castle for the Stone Lord's Folly, our homebrew D&D campaign. By the time you're watching this, I'm pretty sure PJ and I will have started on season 3 of the All Night Society, like for real. And every other Thursday over on Queen's Court Games, you can catch me with Cujo for The Road to Hell, our brand new Hunter the Reckoning Chronicle. Shit's getting spicy. But if you want all of the details and the easiest way to find me, go to my website, lauratutu.com. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Hello, everyone. My name is PJ McGaw. You can find me all over the internet at PJ McGaw. If you see the bearded face, you're in the right place. And please, if you want to see other things I'm in and support, go over to YouTube and type in Most Extreme Ranking Challenge. See me get shocked. See me get punished in a lot of other ways. We have some new videos out as we try to understand the Portuguese language. So if you want to see me make an ass of myself and get punished for trying hard, go watch it. It's been a lot of fun. Videos over there. I believe the Noirville universe just dropped at the time of this recording. It dropped a big episode. So go check on YouTube to see Walking on the Sun. Some more drama from this guy here. And there was one other thing. Right! If you happen to be at a little wrestling promotion in Pico Rivera, take a look around and see if you can spot your boy, because I'm in talks to be there, so I'll give you more details as and when I can. Until then, everything else, all the social media stuffs will be all my details. Go check it out for everything else that I'm doing. And go to Anime Pasadena in November. Do it, because I'm going to be doing more anime stuff there too. So I'll see you then, everybody. Off to Cujo.
Hi, everybody. I am Cujo. I have been your chronicler for this evening. You can find me all over the place as either Cujo Plays Games or at Crit Hit Chronicles on major social media platforms that are non-toxic. If you are going to be at Gen Con and are up for rolling some dice with myself, I'm going to be running a VIP Tales of the Valiant game. There are currently 2 spots left, I believe, last time I checked. So go check that out. It's sponsored by Kobold Press, so you're also going to be getting a bunch of Kobold Press goodies when you play that game too. So it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be on Thursday evening, so if you want to come and hang out, cool. Tuesdays, we are playing Bitten, our Daggerheart post-apocalyptic zombie story, which is heartbreaking and so much fun. It is run by Talking XP. We love Johnny, and the cast is top tier, so fucking good. You can find us here on Thursdays playing Tales of the Valiant, sponsored by Kobold Press. And we are going to be introducing a new cast member for a little bit, which is going to be fun. And then Fridays, congratulations, you found us. It's Shadows Over Baldur's Gate. If you would like to find out about further updates about what I've got going on, you can follow Crit Hit Chronicles on social media for show announcements, highlights, that sort of thing. If you are interested in professional wrestling stuff and you are in the Midwest area, follow Cujo Plays Games, because I'm going to be finishing up my last year of wrestling here in the next few months. So if you want to come and see me wrestle, this is the time to do it. But in the meantime, I'm not live. I know, spoiler. We haven't been live. We've been pre-recording this whole time. I know, it's so upsetting. Dun dun dun. So I can't. I mean, hey, Cujo, future Cujo, find a channel for us to raid. See how I did that? Yeah, is that right? It's good stuff. We're totally gonna raid. Insert channel here, and they're playing insert activity here. We're going to go support them. But in the meantime, we love you. We appreciate you. Please be nice to each other. And we'll see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.